ahead.
All right, Nath, we're back again Sunday evening. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, actually. I feel like actually tickety boo, to be quite honest.
Oh,
Tickety boo. Apart from the odd absence. What about yourself, Lisa?
not too bad. We're on holidays at the minute, so we are, but we're still able to tune in for the podcast. We could not do it. People be people be hanging about, hanging out for a
Aye.
day. Aye.
Aye.
All right. So last week we left it then. I says that there was a visitor came and arrived at Hartness Gardens. Two Spaniards. We all know Javier now is a great part of your life. And how did you feel? What was your first impressions of Javier? Can you tell us a bit
Quite,
more about?
quite inadequate, but also quite good. But he had, now I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it, trouble with his hygiene, and he can be a bit forgetful. He can be forgetful for his age.
Go on, go on.
For example, if I were to say, do your teeth, do your teeth, do your teeth, and he would be, oh my God, for goodness sake, do I have to do these teeth? For goodness sake. No wonder why. No wonder why his mom actually didn't teach him how to do his teeth properly, you know. Because he would be really forgetful.
Well,
And
I'm sure.
it's, aye. And then when he uses the toilet, he did not flush the toilet. And his personal hygiene was really, really poor.
Right.
No, but it is true, though, you know.
I hear you. I'm sure you're enjoying slagging per Javier off.
I'm thinking of the after.
Uh,
Fallout.
It was the fallout of it.
No.
What are you laughing at?
Just having a giggle at you and your expressions there. You're enjoying that one. You know, I bet you can't even the Javier hears this.
Uh,
Very good.
oh,
So
but I picked. Like,
oh, no, Javier's a good fella, and around about that time, then after that, then all your sisters start fleeing the nest. There, Joanne's away, Louise is away with Jeff, and Charlotte and Sarah are going too. So that's just you and your mum and Javier in the house now. Um, tell us the crack. How do you all get on in the house?
quite good, but although we have the odd argument, actually, to be quite honest.
I'm sure you wanted to proceed with something.
No, honestly, though. Sometimes, oh, you know what I mean. It's actually been quite adequate for this, actually, to be quite honest with you, sir.
Oh, I know.
But no, I used to hit, I used to smack, I used to do everything. Actually, to be quite honest with you, right? But ever since then, I've mended my ways. I've changed for the far better.
Ah, so tell well, how do you think you've grown then and changed that, Nathan? What have you done there? Do you think?
For me,
Hmm.
ever since I've learned from other people actually to step away, right?
Hmm.
If the odd person, right, or yourself, right, let's just say yourself, would
Hmm.
have to have the odd argument between yourself or Charlotte or anybody. It doesn't have to be a more specific person in your life. It could be anybody. It could be anybody, a best friend.
Hmm. So
Ah.
just
But
so
I would learn actually to step away from the situation. Don't get involved. Just let people. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it. Settle their differences.
hmm.
Ah, ah.
That's good advice.
So that's how I would proceed with my life. I would just let other people get on with theirs. It's as easy as pie.
Oh, very good.
So that you should take a leaf out of my book and compliment Charlotte a bit more.
Oh,
So,
Charlotte.
not always you don't.
Wait,
Because everything has to be about food and the whole shebang and the whole it's this and that and the other. For goodness sake, man.
well, give us an example of a compliment. Then, what should I be saying to Charlotte? What should us boys be saying
You
to?
you are a beautiful primrose or a beautiful princess.
Okay.
So that's my preference to giving the odd lady, especially the old codger over here, a compliment.
And speaking of ladies, what's your dream lady? Have you got anybody in
Me?
mind?
Me? I wouldn't be 100% too sure actually, because they would only be after one thing, and that's by going out to cinemas and all that. But we'll not go into every bit of detail. But but I'm not 100% too sure actually, to be quite honest. The odd lady in my life, though, I would have to have been very feisty, and a lovely face. Plus their hair looks and their good looks.
And do you like a fashionable woman, Nathan, or
Regular lady, just a regular lady.
oh,
With regular good looks and different outfits, right? And their ways of dealing with things.
mm.
Ah,
and what do you think then? What would be your kind of date? What would be your type of date?
I wouldn't go out with dates very much actually, to be quite honest, because they're not worth it. And
Really?
no, they're not worth it actually, to be quite honest, because they'll be after more stuff,
Right.
and that is more money.
Only.
Money, flowers, going out, and the whole shit. My head would be so demented.
Fair enough.
Do you get the drift, buddy?
Fair enough. Fair enough. So if you think like that, well, why have you always got an opinion on how I should be treating your sister Charlotte then?
Me?
Hmm.
I wouldn't be. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm not 100% really sure about that.
Hmm.
But most of the men that I've come across, right, who never compliment the odd wee lass or two, to be quite honest, because every lady, right, who never receives a compliment, right, would get upset and downhearted, and they would always have to rely on the best person to give compliments out, actually, to be quite honest.
So it's all about compliments right off the board. All right.
Aye, but it's also, I'm going to say this, it's also about beautiness too, actually, to be quite honest. And beautiness comes with the heart and within.
Good point. So, speaking of ladies and all that, there and getting a bit older, so
Mm.
the big party, your big day that we missed, um, but we've seen a few photographs. Your big 30th birthday. It was a surprise
The rap
birthday, wasn't
party.
it?
Mm.
And you had a big crowd there coming to your birthday there,
Aye.
friends and family, etc. Tell us all about that because we missed out on that. Tell us who was there and what did you get up to?
I'm not 100% too sure he was there, actually, to be quite honestly. My memory's not quite that good, actually, to be quite honest.
You want me to help
Aye.
Lee's parents?
All your parents, of course, yeah.
Shirley,
Shirley Pearl.
your cousin,
All my cousins and the whole shebang, actually, to be quite honest.
and a very special person on your table.
On a very special person, actually on the table, actually not in the table, to be quite honest.
You don't know who it was?
No.
Robert?
No, Rob.
Well, tell him about who Rob is.
Robert actually was the boss, right? Of the Valley Center, of course, right? But he retired, actually, right? do other things, and he was married, right, to a girl called Mary, right, and he worked for the trust, right, and trust, and actually in the Valley Centre, right, in the Valley Centre, of course, vividly.
And I seen photograph of the fox.
Oh, family too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I seen a photograph of the fox there.
Ah.
Did he?
Oh, did he actually? Yeah, on
Did
the
he?
cake as well.
Which you designed.
Which we designed actually. To be quite honest, it was well worth it.
Oh, that's right. Oh. And Louise, did Louise bake that cake for you?
No.
No, it was, I think it might have been.
Joanne.
I think it might have been Joanna actually. To be quite honest,
Bought
it was. No, it was Joanne actually who brought it.
Oh, that was a cracker.
Made
That was
it.
Right.
Right.
Job there.
No, I'm not too sure if.
You bought it.
Oh no, she brought it.
Mm.
Yeah, she brought it.
No, we're sadly missed that one there. So what age are you now?
I'm in my 30s actually.
You know what age.
No, don't. No, sorry.
Do you
No, I don't.
It's not like you.
No,
33.
no, 33 though. Not 33 these though.
Hmm. And how
Mm.
how you getting on with your health and all?
Slightly. Now, my 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 health right is not too bad.
Hmm.
But with regards, right, to having these, or having the absences and all, and having these wee accidents, actually, to be quite honest with you, it actually gave me, give me the odd setback, actually, to be quite honest. But I've learned actually to cope with it, actually, even more understandably, if that makes any sense.
Well, you
But I
described
actually couldn't thank you all enough for caring.
of
Actually, to be quite honest,
course, no, we all care. But these absences that
says
you can you tell me? Can you describe them more? To me, Nathan, how do you?
definitely you
How
mean.
do you aye.
Aye. Imagine this, right? If I were to sit here, right, and have a conversation with my mum, right, right, the conversation, right, would have had to stop, right. I would freeze, right? I would freeze, actually, to be quite honest with you, for no longer than, let's just say, right, 5 seconds, right? And I would have had to wait, right, wait until the absence actually stopped, actually, to be quite honest. But if I were to tell, the odd wee person or two, I would have told my mum about the absence, right?
Hmm.
Right, right, and she would have given me, right, the odd anti-sickness tab, right. So then it dissolves my mouth, actually, right, prevents me from being sick, and I actually
Okay.
find that quite good.
So you're feeling okay, and as you're an example, as you give an example, you're in a conversation, but just all of a sudden you just feel the need to freeze,
No, 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 but no, I freeze. No, I freeze. It's kind of like a coldness. Aye. No, my brain, no, but my brain switches off. But I freeze no longer than 5 seconds, as I said, for a long burst.
And if you didn't, and if you didn't have one of those dissolvable tablets, what would happen then? Would you get sick?
I would have got. I would have been sick, actually, like a flimming dog. Actually, to be quite honest.
Oh,
And be, be, being sick actually is quite bad. And it's not even worth it, to be quite honest.
Mm.
Mm.
And
So
you're
then, after being sick, right? I would have had aches and pains all over my aches and pains, actually, all over my body, right? And they start from my head, right, all the way to the bottom.
but that's
And the muscles too, and the muscles.
That's pretty crap, Nate. But we never hear you complain about that. How come? How do you keep a positive attitude throughout all that?
I a positive attitude. I wouldn't be 100% precise about that. Actually, to be quite honest. But if I were to communicate more with other different people, my looks and my positiveness, right, would have changed for far better and for the worst.
Do
Actually,
you
to be
find
quite
it?
honest,
Do you
uh,
find it?
be
Do
po-
you find it hard?
as one of my mom was just telling me there. Oh, be positive and realistic. Oh, and happy as well.
And you're brave.
Oh, and courageous.
Hmm.
Aye.
No, that- that's good. So who? So do you think you should? It really benefits you to talk to people then.
Yeah, for defo, actually, to be quite honest. Not just my mum, right, but yourselves as well. Because you actually have helped me actually, to be quite honest, to cope and actually to cheer us up actually every Sunday, to be quite honest.
No, that's good.
Right? Okay. But the reason why that I say that's because I shed the alterity actually deep down inside.
Oh, well, we all do. Well, we all do. But that's good. Well, you can always chat to your mum, your sisters, and us guys, and your dad, and people at the Valley Centre too. Or when was the last time you were at the Valley Centre?
2 days. Oh, last Thursday.
So you're back at it again, or you just still giving it
No,
a
I
trial?
just no, not just 2 days a week, right? And then after Easter, right? We're gonna change. They're gonna change it now, right? After Easter for 5 days a week.
And what do you?
And that
And what do
now,
you?
hang on a minute. That there is going to benefit me, actually, benefit for me for the far better.
Well, there's more people there, isn't there? It mixes up your day a
More
bit, doesn't it?
staff members, more staff members.
And what if you could break down a day at the Valley Centre? Um, could you describe what you do over there?
Chill out, relax, and then the odd bus trip out. But we now have to obey certain government certain government's guidelines, right? Because we have to sit 2 meters away, 2 meters apart, just like this here.
And your courses
And
have
your
been
courses have been
cancelled.
and the courses of ours have been cancelled due to the fact of COVID. And that sort of actually disappoints me. To be quite honest, because the only course that I do, actually, to be quite honest, is communication. I don't do anything else. But there was this course that I used to do now on a Friday, and his name was Sean Davis, and he's actually a football coach, right? Right, and he has a beard, but he can be rowdy as heck. Hi. And I'm not joking. That was the way in. I twisted this kneecap here back in February, right? At that other tech, and boy, it was excruciatingly painful when we tried to do the musical chairs. But it's never for me again.
But I suppose you definitely need rest when you have injuries like that there. But it seems to be like a lot of us. It's been a long, long time since you've been out and about, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And you're a good communicator.
Defo for
All
defo.
all your colleagues and your friends too. So it's good to hear
Amigos.
that you're back.
Aye.
Very good. Very
Aye.
good. Right,
It's
come here.
quite. No.
Well, come here. I think we're at that part again,
Stage.
Nathan. We're all ears at the minute. And if you've got some advice for the week or anything like that there that you can tell everybody, know what do you think?
Now this is the tricky part. try something. Try something. Oh, what's that word again? Oh, try something daring and do something really positive for yourselves.
Daring.
And daring, and do the all we challenge you to be quite honest, right? Aye, do the all we challenge you to, and then just remain as positive as you can.
Okay, so think of a challenge and challenge yourself and be positive about it. So what daring thing are you going to do this week then for us?
I'm
For
not
you?
100% really too sure, to be quite honest, what daring thing that I would do now. Ugh. No, I'm really not sure, actually, to be quite honest.
Oh, we shall have to put our thinking caps
No,
on.
we'll have to put our thinking caps on, to be quite honest. Aye.
Okay, well, don't worry, well,
But
I'm forgetting about it because next week when we tune in again, I'll be asking you what daring thing did you do, and did you enjoy it? Or,
I came up. Aye. But I came up with something for yourself, though. You're not gonna like it.
oh, we're running out of time, Nath. Sorry, you can't describe it.
I enjoy that.
Oh, what
You
is it?
joking? Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead, tell me. Go.
Are you sure about that?
Oh.
This may be. You're gonna regret when I tell you this. Kiss Charlotte's feet. You should do that, you know,
Or massage them.
or massage them.
No,
Here's my feet.
no, I'll be
There.
no. I can do
There
anything.
you
I'll
go.
jump.
There's my feet.
I'll jump off the ball, but I'm not kissing her feet.
Please, I dare you to do it.
No, no chance. No chance.
Go ahead, Lee.
Well, come here.
For goodness sake.
It looks as if we're at the end of the show again, and it looks as if Nathan,
Thank you.
you're going to have to face Javier this week. Jeff got back to you last week about what you said about him, and you're going to have a wee chat to Javier about what you said about him in this show. So
But
good luck with that.
however, he can be a bit abrupt with his anger. Let's just say about that as well.
Helping Nathan, you're not helping yourself. Right, come here. Next week, Nathan. Can't wait, mate, and we'll chat soon.
I've enjoyed it.
Sit here now.
Well, thanks very much, Lisa. Enjoyed that.
See you later. See ya.
No worries, but that was well worth it. I enjoyed that.
He's a car.